Welcome to Breaking into Finance, Career Pathways for CFA Candidates, brought to you by CFA Society Malaysia. I'm Praise, and today we are diving deep into the real-world journey of building a successful finance career, especially for those pursuing or considering the CFA destination. For today's episode, it's particularly special because we're speaking with someone who has walked the path from investment banking to portfolio management at one of Malaysia's most significant institutional investors. We'll explore practical career advice, the reality of transitioning between finance sectors, and what it takes to thrive in a fixed income management. Before we begin, let me introduce my co-hosts.
Okay, hi guys, my name is Ethan, and today I'll be focusing on the educational and skills development aspects of today's podcast. And we'll be discussing how to bridge the gap between academic knowledge and practical application in the finance industry.
So hi guys, once again. So I'm Jun. You guys can call me Junhao or Jun. So I'll be exploring the professional networking and career transition elements of our discussion today. And we want to give our listeners actionable insights and they can implement immediately.
All right, thank you. So these are our co-hosts. So now let me introduce our distinguished guest. Kok Lee Kuan is the Vice President of the Fixed Income Department at Kumpulan Wang Persaraan, better known as KWAP, where she oversees both domestic and international fixed income mandates for Malaysia's largest pension fund, managing over 140 ringgit billion in assets. With over 15 years of experience in debt capital markets and portfolio management, Lee Kuan began her career at 2003 at OSK Investment Bank, specializing in bond and sukuk origination. And in 2011, she made the strategic move to KWAP, where she has been dedicated to fixed income investments ever since. She has held both a bachelor's and master's degree in business admin from University of Malaya, and she's also a CFA chart holder with the CFA Institute certificate in ESG investing and has passed exams for both the Chartered Islamic Finance Professional and Pasaran Kewangan Malaysia certificate. Lee Kuan, welcome to our podcast. Yay.
Hello.
Hello.
Good
Hello.
morning, everyone. Actually, thank you for having me. My hope is by end of today's session, you guys will walk away with at least a few useful tips or insights, especially how CFA actually can help in your career. I understand this session meant to be very casual, so let's keep it interactive. And feel free to jump in with questions or thoughts anytime. I'm just wondering how you guys get to know about CFA Institute and very important, also the CFA Society Malaysia, which is the host of today.
How we got to know is mainly actually, I think CFA is quite popular among the maybe finance or investment industry. So we were just following the Instagram page, and that's where we got to know CFA Society Malaysia and the Youth Ambassador program. So we decided to apply, and we got into the CFA Youth Ambassador. So that's how we got to know.
Yeah.
So I think we can start with a few questions. Let's start with your career journey. Can you walk us through your current role at Corp and how you got into fixed incomes?
I think Praise has introduced me quite good just now. So I'm a fixed income fund manager. How I get into Corp is actually many years ago. After I finished before CFA, actually I completed another program, which is Islamic finance, and so happened at that juncture, Corp is looking for such talents, so they hired me. So and when I first joined Corp, the first day, my boss actually asked me to take CFA. So actually Corp really, Corp really, they actually really value CFA charter holder a lot. It was my KPI to pass the CFA exam at that point of time. So this how I actually started my career. So when I joined Corp, my role is to work on the loan portfolio. Right after I passed my exam, then my boss actually offered me the international fixed income portfolio. This is how I actually started to look into bond. Yeah, until today. Of course, prior to joining Corp, my background is also very relevant to what I'm doing. I was in DCM back in the investment banking my time with the investment, my attachment with the investment bank. So it's kind of vertical, horizontal growth to me. Yeah. My current role is much bigger. I mean, fast track to today, my current role is much bigger than just the international portfolio. In fact, majority of corp investment is actually in the domestic market. That's what one of my focus now. So I'm overseeing both the domestic as well as the international fixed income portfolio, of course, together with my team. Currently, I manage both domestic, international, as well as the external managed portfolio. Other than manage our monies internally, we also actually outsource to external fund managers to manage it. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing now.
Understand. So maybe for our next question, so for our listeners who are just starting out, actually, Miss Lee Kuan, what does the career trajectory typically look like in finance and particularly in asset management and fixed income?
Well, typically you will be, I mean, it depends on your background, right? If you are a finance student or accounting student, probably it's easier for you. But we do see some of our junior actually came from different background like tax, engineering, maybe data science. So yeah, so we do see background, fresh grads from different background. So as a start, you really get to prepare your toolkits. I think usually training will be given to the fresh grads or the junior on the big picture of the organization and what are the skill sets that you need. That's why when I first joined co-op, I've been asked to take the CFA as a start. Yeah, because it's the faster way for you to brush up your skill, to level up your skill. The senior will lead you through how we do our work, but you need to be proactively know where to find the data. They will definitely guide you through, but it's a plus point for you to actually know it beforehand, right? Yeah. So easier ways for fixed income, it is even tougher because I think a lot of people are more familiar with equity than fixed income, because fixed income is not for retail direct investment purpose. It's more for institutional or sophisticated investor, right? Or high net worth. Most people are not familiar with it. And the way fixed income work is very confused, I would say. So definitely first step is we will need the junior to have fundamental knowledge of what is the market about, what is fixed income about, which actually the CFA program really provide that sets of insights. Not sure whether you're familiar with it. The level 1 will give you the fundamental knowledge, which is what you really need. So it covers the ethics, that's number 1. Accounting, some more on the control and how you evaluate the company. Level 1 is fundamental. Then come to level 2, it is more on valuation. So that will actually help you to generate reports. And why is it so important? Because you'll be given the chance to attend different meetings. You need to go through analyst reports, and all this require knowledge of being able to understand the jargon and know the links between the different ratios, right? Without that fundamental knowledge, you actually couldn't move forward. So earlier of the stage, you will be very busy to get ready your toolbox, right? You want to know from your senior, you get to know how the work done at work. Then you start to check whether you have the toolkits in your toolbox or not, and how to acquire that. So that's number 1. Then aside from that, you need to get closer to your seniors also. I think mentor is very important, or a shadow mentor is also very important at the earlier stage, right? You want to look for someone that you can look forward or to check on. Yeah, get your seniors to back up you when you make mistake, right? So I think that's the earlier part of your career. You have to try your best to learn a lot, and how to do that aside from taking CFA is actually also to volunteer yourself to get into the project to help out the seniors to complete their work. So your initial role is very much analyze data gathering, and you analyze and help out your seniors to complete their tasks. Yeah, usually that's how we work, at least at co-op environment now. So we will guide through the junior to produce whatever output that we expect and fine tune. Then come to once you get slightly more senior, to me, after 1-2 year, you are no longer a junior lah. So then you will start to receive interns or another fresh graduates to your departments, then you also have to repeat the process. So this is time where you start to build your leadership. Yeah, so be able to coach your junior at the meet. I mean, this is also where you can actually showcase to your boss that you can actually take lead. You actually also help out in training the junior. So, and the junior starts to look for you. I mean, that's a little tips of how your senior actually evaluate you and actually can start to consider, oh, maybe you can be promoted or review to be a senior, right? So sometimes
Yeah.
things will not come to you like, so I'm 2 years here. I think it's time for me getting a review, right? Or 1 year,
Mm-hmm.
I should be reviewed. I should be promoted. But then your boss, your senior also look for like justifications to review you. So coming to slightly senior stage, you will have to be able to coach your junior and show
Yeah.
them what's the right things to do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then you will slowly in the fifth year, you're actually entering into like a middle management stage. That's where you're expecting to give some strategic idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
To be able to make your own call. If you're a fund manager, probably you are forced to make your own call in an even earlier stage. Yeah, because once you get the in the asset management, you need to get a separate license to enable you to trade. So in corp, that's not the requirements, but we do send our juniors to sit for that exam. So once you started to trade, basically you're making an investment call on yourself. So if you are a fund manager, you probably have to make your own investment call much earlier than the rest. Compare with other role, maybe in investment bank, you're still having your senior or the team leads to guide you through what need to be done. But in a fund management industry, or if you're a young fund manager, you probably need to make your own investment call much earlier. So the senior fund manager will actually set the direction. They will they'll probably form, actually the view is a team effort. So we will have our research departments, colleagues or economists to feed us the market outlooks, their investment call, investment ideas. But the fund managers need to be accountable to the income. Hence, they need to make investment decision much, even at the junior stage. Yeah. Once you become more senior, you need to make more strategic investment decision, such as how much to hedge the portfolio, and then you must be able to bring in new ideas lah. Then fast track to my level is more of the leadership, how to lead the team, human resources planning. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you're started to have like a more, you need to also pay more attention on your soft skill. The more senior levels that you go, the more soft skills that you will need. Yeah, but at your level, you really need to know your work.
Technicals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really no nonsense one because
Mm.
it links to money, right?
Yeah,
Mm.
links to money.
Yeah,
Must be
and
careful one.
the more reading, the more informations that you have, the more reading that you have done, the more skill
Uh-huh.
sets that you have, you will be able to connect dots better. And CFA actually helps you when come to level 3. That's where, so level 1 you have the fundamental, then level 2
Mm-hmm.
you will get the knowledge of how to evaluate, how to value the assets, and
Mm.
level 3 would be the portfolio management skill sets that you're going to get.
Mm-hmm.
So then you will start to embrace why the organizations like Quap it is structured this way. So we have CFO, we have the CIO as the head of investments. Then we do have like a departments who actually look at portfolio strategy. So formations of the strategic asset allocations by our colleague in portfolio strategy, we call it, I mean, the way that Quap structure is the portfolio strategy and the research department is one department. There are some other places, the SAA
Oh.
formation is actually done by a separate team. The SAA team actually will set the SAA together with the CIO and CEO in Quad contents. Then once the asset allocation is fixed, only they will
Uh-huh.
flows to respective asset class. So the SAA itself is already a very interesting topic. I hope you guys can learn more in the
Mm.
CFA. Yeah. So there are
Yeah,
actually
seems.
different there are different ways for people actually form their SAA. So probably I shouldn't go so deep. Yeah, but I think I really love level 3 a lot. That's where you definitely learn this in at work also, but probably you get a better overview from CFA program, and you get to learn deeper things that maybe there always be some gap, the reality and the fundamental, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's always important to also know the fundamentals so that you can question your senior, why is it the current system work this way? And get to know more, and probably that will help to actually generate new ideas. New ideas will not come without knowledge. No matter how much brainstorming sessions you have done, if you don't have the knowledge, you just don't have any clue. Yeah, I don't know whether you had experienced that at your project time. Like, oh,
Yeah.
come, let's brainstorming, but like no one really have good
The
idea to fit in because we just know very little.
mm.
But luckily now we have ChatGPT.
Yeah, a lot of times
Yeah.
we just type one prompt and we ask it,
Yeah.
help me brainstorm 10 ideas.
It's a
And then
lifesaver.
But just be very careful of the content of ChatGPT, because I realize some of the time the content is not true.
accurate. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's not correct. It's not accurate.
Mm.
It's not accurate.
Mm. A lot of
Especially,
times,
yeah, a lot of time you need to verify actually.
yeah.
It's a good start. It's a good tool to help us to know where to start, right? What to look for.
Okay, so
Alright.
actually I had a question about like, okay, I think a lot of people like we all heard about co-op before. Just now we talk about like the big picture of like co-op in Malaysia. Maybe can you touch a bit on that side? Like what is co-op's role in Malaysia in the big picture sense?
Co-op, unlike EPF, we are a defined benefit pension funds. We actually helping the governments to grow the pension funds, and hopefully will help out in we have not take up the pension liability yet for now. So our role is pretty much to grow the assets. So you can look at us as asset manager
The
for the
government?
government. The investment is only one part of co-op. Another part of co-op is actually to take care of the pension distribution,
Oh.
not the pension liability. So we have taken up the responsibility to distribute pensions to the retired civil servant. That part will be handled by our colleagues I'm not sure whether you know where's our office. So the investment team mainly sitting in KL. So our pension services, so we do have another pension services team which currently located in Cyberjaya. So they are the team who actually responsible to distribute pensions to our retired civil servant. Their role is to ensure the service level to our retired civil servant is expected by the government. And co-op is not like a income only organization. So our latest team is we want to look beyond the income. It's purpose beyond our return. So we also care about the ESG part. So we have pledged for net zero.
So, from what I understand, like COP is a pension fund, right? So, usually pension funds they look for maybe relatively safer investments. Is that correct? Is it like they still invest in equities, right? But the portion is lesser? Is it correct to say that?
Actually, pension fund has a longer duration. We are expect to sustain very, very long time, right?
Yeah.
So So usually by right we should have a higher risk appetite.
Oh,
Theoretically. Yeah, theoretically. We are very conservative in terms of what we are investing, but in terms of investment risk appetite, we are medium. We actually have more asset allocation into growth assets, which are public equity, private equity, infrastructure, real estates, and recently we have added private credit.
fixed income is more of like the hedge, right? Correct.
Fixed income, we have about 30 each percent. Yeah, so mainly to provide stable income, right?
Stable income, correct.
Stable income, and also you can view it as a buffer in needs of liquidity, because the things that we are investing in fixed income are mainly high grade. We only go for investment grade only. So in terms of SAA, we are not conservative, but come to stock pick, we are very conservative.
From the previous question, right, when you were like telling us about the career trajectory in Quap, like level 1 to level 3 and all those, right? So you've mentioned that one of your role is to lead like a team of fund managers and also giving the calls and also helping them along. Could you share like your day-to-day responsibilities on how it looks like for you yourself?
Day-to-day responsibility.
Yeah,
Like
like
maybe something like
your
what you do in the
routine.
morning, what you do in the
Uh-huh.
afternoon, and then what maybe like
Mm-hmm.
at night what happens, or
Yeah.
maybe you can give a
Actually,
like a busy day and maybe like a not so
yeah.
busy day, how it looks like.
Actually, usually when we enter the office, first
Mm.
thing we will turn on the Bloomberg terminal. On the commute to work, actually we
Mhm.
already reading some emails. So once we enter into office,
Start early already at the work.
Mm.
yeah. So if you are taking LT, you also don't want to waste your time, right? Yeah, most of the time you will start to check your email. Also to take your boss's messages if they already have tasks for you. Morning usually is a time where I do a lot of reading,
Mm.
especially to catch up those overnight US macro data rates move. In a more volatile markets, we probably do this at the midnight.
Because the US markets is in the night, is
Yeah,
it?
you
Mm.
probably
Yeah.
will stay out a bit to wait for the data to check out the
Mm-hmm.
levels. Yeah, but you just couldn't do anything yet lah at night. So if you have read it prior to arrive at office, then
Mm.
once
Mm-hmm.
you arrive at office, at least you can take the action. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, you can start to
Yeah.
show prices and to actually have like a quick chat with the team and what should
Mm.
we do today. Yeah.
Mm. Mm.
So in a
Mm-hmm.
more volatile markets, we tend to stay up late for news. Otherwise, we will do it in the morning. Yeah. So to just
Mm.
catch up some overnight news, any credit headlines pops out. Then once we settle down in the office, probably we have a quick chat over what had happened. What should we do if there's new tender, new names come into, if today is a tender days or we are expecting some new issuance, then we will kind of talk about the level as well. Yeah, like how much we want and whatnot.
Mm.
So apart of the news, reading the news, I'll be also reading about, normally I will look at the portfolio overall positions, those like the durations, the returns. And then other than news, probably one of the things that is worth paying attention is the fund flows, because the fixed income market volatility actually becoming very, very high lah.
Recently
Market
with
become, yeah, very volatile, especially the US Treasury
mm,
market. So,
US Treasury.
and we got to do it very tactical. So this kind of
Mm.
morning discussions, actually we have it more often than before,
Mm.
actually.
Mm.
Then I will start to busy with meetings actually.
A lot of
Yeah.
meetings.
Yeah, internal,
Yeah.
external discussions. Then
Mm.
sometimes we receive calls, macro calls
Mm.
or credit analyst calls, kind of
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
to just to, I mean, if you realize there are a lot of informations that you will receive on a daily basis,
Mm.
and usually senior will be very difficult to commit at the desk. Yeah, I have not been really I have not doing trading for a while. Yeah, mainly
Mm.
because I actually stuck into meetings. My team,
Will
my
be the
team
one
do the trading.
the
Yeah, yeah.
executing the trades.
Yeah, so they also express their view via trades also. Then come to late of the day, that's where we kind of review what we have done today. Then we start to prepare for like, are there any things that we need to prepare for tomorrow?
Okay.
That's the more routine kind
Mm.
of work. In Corp, other places I don't know. In Corp,
Mm.
we have a lot of ad hoc projects that we need to work on.
Like any example? Like ad hoc, like maybe one time what happened?
Normally it's project lah.
Oh.
It's like a new project, new
Mm.
initiative, yeah,
Mm.
that we need to work on. It could be a new ideas that we need to seek approval, multi-level approval. Then, so
Mm.
for fresh grads, the young talent, they also have lots of other
Ideas.
projects to work on other than
Oh.
works. Usually this project, you will have chance to work together with other departments. That's where
Okay.
you get to know your colleagues around. So
Oh yeah.
this is the more routine kind
The
of
more in day
schedule.
to day.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Of course, in between, it really depends on how's the market.
I think you mentioned that you were in DCM in another bank, in the investment bank, and you made your transition to Quab, right? How would you describe like the transition? Is it like a very big shift? Like what you do? every day? Is it a big shift?
Yeah,
So,
it's
so
a big shift. Yeah, it's
Mm.
a big shift. The DCM work that I have done before can be segregated into a few different area section. We usually will start with pitching. So one of the things that you need to do is your pitching deck. Like basically, you want to pitch inside the pitching deck, you will need to
Mm.
have like what's your team capability, what are the products that you offer, and or what kind of structure that you suggest to your clients. So that's the pitching part. So mainly meeting clients, explain to them what's the process of issuing a bonds. Yeah,
Mm.
what are the requirements and whatnot. So once we get the deal, then that's where our busy schedule begins.
Mm.
So you start to liaise with different parties like lawyer, rating agencies,
Mm.
trustees to get the documentation up for
Mm.
submission, for SC submissions. That's where part of your work is documentation. Yeah, you need to draft the term sheet, then you need to draft the information memo. So information memo is like a marketing material with all the risks. All have to be produced by yourself and the team. Yeah,
Mm.
guided by the senior and the team lead. Once the submissions is done, then comes the marketing part. So this part usually will be done by your colleague in the treasury departments or
Oh, treasury.
the syndicate team. The bond selling part will be actually done by your colleague in the syndicate team. Yeah, it depends on the bank structure.
The bank
Yeah,
structure.
but you will have to liaise with them on the levels. You have to communicate with the issuers. Then post issuance, again, it depends on your bank structure. Last time, the investments bank that I attached to was it's a smaller one. So I do need to actually also do the facility agency part. Basically, just the bond maintenance part, like the maintenance part of the bonds, basically.
Maintenance part,
A
like
lot
what?
like
Like how?
like coupon payment,
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah, like coupon payment, repayment. Actually, during my time, Malaysia bond is still in certificate form.
Oh,
Some of
the
it.
the
Yeah, now
big
it's
like
fully electronic
digital.
already.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, from my explanation, you can see it is a lot of documentation need to be done.
Mm.
And most of the time we liaise with a regulator, legal advisor. If the bond is a Sharia
Like,
sukuk,
oh.
yeah, then we need to also liaise with the Sharia advisors. Yeah, a lot of liaison work and a lot of documentation. You need to liaise with the regulator very often as well. There's a lot of documentation work. I have to go back to the pitching part. Actually, most of the time the pitching part actually including structuring of a bond. So that's where you have to have the finance knowledge, the CFA
Mm.
knowledge. Usually we will evaluate the potential clients and to tell them whether is it feasible for them to issue a bond. If they issue a bond, whether it will be marketable or not. So that's the technical part. Then other
Mm.
than that, a lot of documentations, a lot of liaison work
Mm.
need to be done.
Okay. So actually, what made you decide to pursue the MBA in like your earlier years?
yeah,
I was quite curious about that because you start working in DCM, right? What made you decide to pursue MBA in UM?
is it to upskill yourself also?
Mainly to upskill
Mm.
myself. How I enter into DCM? I think because I like to serve the niche market. I feel that equity is too crowded. That capital market is scarce and niche at that point of time. Not
At that point,
many
yeah.
know about it lah. At least
Oh.
at that point of time. I'm the curious type to know
Mm.
something that I know least. And again, I mentioned about be nice, be humble. Before I joined DCM, I already know the head. She likes my working attitude, so she recruited me to her team. That's how I started. And
How did you get to know her?
when I started in the investment bank, I actually started in a department called Organization and Method. It is
Mm.
mainly dealing with processes
Wow,
and how to improve organization processes. So I have the chance to talk to all the different departments in the banks.
Oh.
I have the chance to talk to all the head in the respective departments and to understand how they work and to propose how to improve their way of working.
So it's more
Yeah.
like a middle office or back office.
Yeah, it's a middle office role. So at that point of time, my thought is, oh, I want to know how banks working. I always
Mm.
very, very curious about how
Curious
it
about it.
works. So that's how I get to know the DCM head and
Mm.
also the team lead. That's how I started my fixed income journey.
Mm.
When I was in DCM, what I really like about the work is getting to know the issuer, the bond issuer, to get to understand their business model and help them to structure bonds that fits to their cash flow projections. So
Um,
we did cash flow projections, we analyzed the credit. Of course,
risk.
the credit rating will be assigned by the credit rating
Oh.
agency
Mm.
later stage when they
Mm.
pay. So
Mm.
before that, we will have to do a simple analysis, brief
Mm.
analysis on the company, whether they
The
are
company.
eligible to issue bonds, like how likely they will be graded A or double A, single A, double A, or triple A. Yeah,
Oh.
kind of.
Mm.
Yeah, so that we can advise, okay, if you issue bond, you're likely to be rated double A. So
Mm.
this would be the range of the rates, something like this.
Mm.
So that's the interesting part that I
Oh.
like. Mm.
You started your career from an investment bank, and now you're working with Quad. So actually looking at your first 2 years in finance, right? So what should new graduates they expect, and are there any red flags they should watch out for their early career?
The red flag that you see in the workplace, is it?
Yeah. And anything they need to be careful of.
What do you think? Actually, I mean, I know you haven't started working yet. So,
Yeah.
but based on
Yeah.
your imagination or what you hear say or what
Mhm.
you read in the work platform, what you guys see? Like what kind of
Mm.
red flags that you would expect?
Maybe
Is it
not
Actually,
red
like
flags?
preparing yourself enough before you go to work, as in getting, certificates in some programs that you need to use in the finance industry, all those general type of stuff. So like what would you advise the students to prepare first?
During interview or you already at work
Before work.
so like maybe
before?
getting like desk ready, or maybe like something how we can prepare or like stand out in interviews.
Actually, in your opinion, just
Mm.
want to get a bit of your view. Praise, Ethan and Juna. What's your opinions when come to interview? Yeah, when come to interview, are you treating it as like friendly talking session, or is it like a platform for you to win the job, or you're seeing it as like a challenge session?
I feel like we should make it more friendly and casual. So because
Mm,
like the interviewer themselves, they are also human. Like it's not like we
yeah,
are talking to robots. So it's still human interaction. So it's best to make it friendly,
yeah.
but in our mind, it's like we will still be thinking like, oh, I need to get this job, or like I need to win this or win the interview or whatever. So maybe
Mm-hmm.
in our mind, at the back of our mind, we'll be thinking like, oh, like a test or exam or something. But
Yeah,
I think ultimately it's still a human interaction or like a conversation.
yeah.
Junhao or
I'm
Praise?
actually For me, I'm personally thinking like interview session is actually like what Ethan mentioned, like should be like more friendly. But because of there's actually a sayings that most of the students that get into interview have the mindset of we are afraid of losing, or we are aiming to get that position. We are fighting for our life to it.
Mm-hmm.
So with that mindset, which make a lot of people thinking like interviews like a war, it's like a stressful thing lah. But instead, I personally think that interview should be like it's actually a platform for like interviewers or panel to know much more about you.
Maybe I should share how I look at interview. The way I look at it is a platform for me to get to know more about the
Mm-hmm.
interviewee, to actually find out more justifications for me to write into my interview form to say, yes,
Mm.
we should
Oh,
hire him or her.
Mm.
Yeah, actually, the fact that you're being called for the interview, the message behind is that's the intentions of hiring you. You shouldn't look at it like a war or like a competing platform where you are competing with how many other candidates, because most of the time the employer, their intention is to hire, right? They're not going to waste time on someone that they don't want to hire, and resources, because from our perspective we need to spend time and resources to conduct the interview. Usually you will have like a few seniors and also the HR personnel, right? And the process is time consuming. Post interview, we also need to do necessary assessment on yourself.
mm-hmm.
Hence, you should view it as a session where you enable your interviewer to find out more good things about you and be very
Yeah.
open about what you can do and what you cannot do yet, but
Mm-hmm.
you will try your best to do it lah, right? I think you need to be prepared for. I'm pretty sure nowadays, interviewer also being well trained on what question they. I mean, what are the valuable questions that they should ask, right? Just dress nicely,
Yeah.
just to show that you respect whoever that interview you.
Yeah.
Don't worry about overdress. Just
Mm.
first step, just nicely, and then be very honest of what you can do and what you cannot. Of course, if you're fresh grad, we couldn't do any industry checking, right? But
Yeah.
once you enter into the work, you will be tested. I think knowledge, skill, all can be trained. So most what is important is the attitude.
Yeah,
So
true.
be honest, be very open to tell what you expect also, like what you expect. Because most of the time, especially fresh graduate, they have missed expectation. Yeah, it's like what you think interview is, an interview session is, but it's actually from our point of view, it's very much different. If you're unsure, maybe you can ask like, what's your expectation from me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you can kind of gauge you can really add value to the position or not. And
Okay.
what is not enough in you lah. You can, if you're not if you didn't get a call after a while post interview, you can always call to ask why am I not selected, so that hopefully it will help in your next interview. But bear in mind the intention is to hire.
Uh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
once
So
they
yeah,
screen and accept they give you an
correct,
interview, they have the intention of kind of hiring. They just need to
correct.
see if you maybe fit.
You are
If you fit.
genuine, like
Ah,
what you mentioned in your resume lah. Yeah,
Yeah.
oh
they
yeah,
just
yeah.
want to confirm. Okay, what I see on the paper is also what I
Mm,
get when I meet the real persons. Maybe if we spotted something we think is inconsistent with your resume, like you said
Oh.
something like very different from your resume. Maybe we can actually cover a bit of your resume. I make the same mistake actually when I was much younger,
mm.
where I have one resume for all. One stone want to kill many birds. Yeah, but the fact is you really need to have like a few
Tailored
version of you need to custom your resume
resume to the
uh
job.
to the job that you target. So you probably
Mm.
have to have a few version. Do not put any irrelevant experience like selling pizza unless your work expect you to be very quick on delivering something.
Ah,
You deliver pizza
yeah.
before and you manage to
Oh,
deliver 100 pizza in like an hours, then that's very
Uh-huh.
relevant if your job require speed, right?
Yeah.
Or you participated in game competition, you're
e-sport.
very good in playing game via your joystick. Probably that's the experience where if you want to interview for a pilot position, try to put things that's relevant, experience that relevant to the job that you're applying. Yeah, say you have participated in CFA Society research challenge. Then I remember 1 or 2 years ago they have this Python competition. Yeah, I think that will add value if you are looking for a finance related work. Customize your resume to your target audience. And I think it is not hard today that you can actually kind of ask the AI to help you out to tweak your resume. When after you enter the work, you are on probation for 6 months, right? Yeah, so you can always choose to not confirm your new hire, right? If you think he act differently from what he previously said during the interview or written on the resume. For instance, in the resume, you put Python expert level. Then the senior said, that's very good. We need you to come up with this model. Huh?
Ah,
Uh,
caught already.
payback time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So be very careful of what
Mm,
you put in
right.
your resume.
Has
If
to
you really
be
don't,
factual.
if you don't have that skill, acquire it now. At least you can put there beginner, right?
Must be
Right.
very honest, or else
Yeah.
you will like get yourself caught up with trouble,
It's good that you guys have started to talk to industry expert or the industry players so that you guys have a feelings of what are the skill sets that require. Actually, CFA is a good, I would say is a, when we search something from a long list, we usually put some filter, right?
One
Yeah.
of them will be
So one
CFA.
of that will be CFA.
Uh,
Some organization I know they give extra allowance for those who have CFA. But money
Mm-hmm.
at your stage, money is not important.
Important.
The opportunity is important. So
Mm-hmm.
going back to the red flag, Junhao, you asked me, I know you're asking the red flag from the eyes of the interviewer, right? But to be very fair to you guys also, you guys also have to pay attention about red flag at work, like whether I want to stay in this place or not, right? right?
Uh-huh.
Whether this is a place for me to continue to grow my career or not. I think it depends on what you want, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just say this from my own perspective. Personally, if I enter to a place where I'm not given any work, I will be very worried because my peers are busy with their work. They
Mm,
are learning new things every day. If
mm,
I don't have enough work given to me, I will be very worried.
Like you're
Mm-hmm.
not progressing and
Yeah,
learning
yeah,
new stuff,
correct.
right?
So busy is actually a good thing because this is a state where you're allowed to make mistakes and still forgivable lah. Because at your level, if the mistake is an honest mistake, it shouldn't be like a too big mistake, right? Because you're at the level where you do not require to make big decision. So these are the time where you want to get touch of a lot of different things and learn a lot from the world. And you're allowed to ask a lot of questions because you're fresh, right? And allowed to make some mistakes. So this is the stage where you really want to keep yourself busy and not being calculative. I think this word should be the other department. The more you will be able to learn. Okay, in the academic work, you are like the super senior already. So you kill the primary school, you kill the secondary school, you kill the college. Now you're in your degree. So you are like
Yep.
the master maximum level already. You're killing your
Mm.
boss, right? In the final year, you are killing your boss. Then you actually enter into a totally new map. And
Mm.
Uh-huh.
again, you are like your primary school student already, kindergarten. So you need to restart. So be
Mm.
humble.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
be
Really, you don't have
humble.
much to, yeah, be humble. You don't have much to offer.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
are a
Yeah.
soldier with a level 0 knife sword, you know. You hit the enemy also have to hit 100 times also.
Yeah.
Only the enemy will die. The monster will die.
Mm.
So
Mm.
be humble. Get the right toolkits
Mm.
to help you to
Mm-hmm.
level up from
Yeah.
Mm.
level 0 to level 1. So
Mm.
that's why you need CFA. Yeah, see, CFA is just one of it. So that's the technical part of it.
Mm.
Another part is I want to talk about the soft skill. Be nice, be humble,
Yeah.
and you can ask questions, but ask question nicely lah. You're hoping that your seniors is going to transfer the knowledge to you, right? So
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
also
Respect.
I think
Yeah.
give some respect
Mm-hmm.
and pay attention on how the soft skill. Actually, you can pick up the soft skill beyond the training room. You just pay attention in a meeting how your boss asks question, how a senior asks question. I think that's key.
Mm-hmm.
Like what are the things that they pay attention to? It will help you to form a list of questions that you should ask when the next time you're dealing with the same thing. Yeah, that's a soft skill part lah. How they actually manage the relationship between colleagues, how they ask questions, find your ally at work.
So just now you like mentioned like don't be like so calculative of like maybe the work or like working hours during your early stages. So how did you during your early stages were you also like a bit all work then not much like social life and maybe how did
With
you
CFA,
balance
how
that?
to socialize? You don't have time. You don't have time. You don't. If you have time, you want to rest. You want to distress.
Yeah.
You want to hide
Mm-hmm.
in your room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
need to.
So you took CFA when you were working, is it?
Yes. So when
Oh,
I took CFA when I already have children.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
This must be hard balancing it.
Actually, when I just started working, right,
Mm.
I
Uh-huh.
after 1 or 2 year of working, actually I immediately continue master degree in UM
Oh.
while working.
Oh,
Mm.
wow.
Oh, wow. Oh, it's a part-time
Wow,
Yeah, it's a
working.
part-time MBA
part-time
program
MBA.
in UM.
Oh.
Actually, I have not been stopped studying and upskilling.
Mm. Mm, mm, mm,
Yeah,
mm.
I think this is one of the way. This is the only way to continue to survive in
In
our
the
Mm.
industry.
it's
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah,
very
true.
fast paced keep on evolving
Very fast
Okay.
pace.
Fast-paced, evolving, and you have bunch of very smart junior like Ethan Praise and Juhon chasing behind me. So I need to work harder to make myself continue to be able to add value to the company that I work for. Upskilling is something that you will need to. Yeah, I think back to what I mentioned before. Upskilling is the only way for you to keep up in this
Keep
industry.
up.
That's why CFA actually not only offering CFA charter
Oh, they have
holders,
a lot
they
other
have
certs.
yeah. Actually, I just completed CFA
ESG is
ESG
it?
investing.
Oh,
Yeah, 2 years ago. So I've not
oh,
been stopped studying.
studying
Yeah, yeah. Then in between there are some cert. Actually, DCM. Yeah, working in the bank also you need to sit for specific.
license is it?
Is it called
Those
license? It's program.
EM.
Yeah, there are a few exams that
Mm.
you need to sit for. In DCM
Oh.
also. I couldn't recall. But in the
Mm,
bank, working in the bank, you do need to sit for exam as well. So other
mm,
than that, the mandatory one, you need to really stay ahead of the market.
mm,
What's the mega trend, right?
mm.
Now
Oh,
is AI.
AI. Oh, what do you think about AI? Like, are they gonna replace a lot of junior work, do you think? Because we've been reading a lot, it's like, wow, a lot of things we are reading online right now is like, wow, AI can do so much, so much, so much. Like,
Yeah,
what
a
is the
lot.
purpose of like these junior analysts or
Actually, if you ask me the same question like few years back,
mm,
when ChatGPT just started, right? It was
mm,
ChatGPT and ChatGPT 3.
mm,
Actually,
Mm.
the AI was not so smart. But
mm,
fast forward today, they can do a lot of work. You're right,
yeah,
including the junior analyst work, like
mm,
data
mm,
gathering. But bear in mind, the AI, most of the time, like some of the AI is still like a black box. If I say, oh, I reject this credit because AI said so,
is
then
it?
it's very hard to justify, right?
Yeah, yeah. Still need to have
Mm.
the reasons and cross
Mm.
check maybe.
I think junior analyst still reliable. So what you need to do, I think the future will be AI plus human. So you let the AI do the heavy duty like gathering the data and put it on.
The
So you must
repetitive.
be able to analyze it and to verify whether it's correct or not
Mm.
what the AI done. Your role will be like a senior to the AI,
Oh, senior to
Mm.
AI. So the AI
right?
is like the intern. Ah.
Yeah, yeah.
Intern. Yeah,
That's kind
help
of true.
you.
That's kind of true.
So I think I cannot foresee the future, but at this
Mm,
stage, I think the moving forward would be like a AI plus human
mm,
judgment kind of
Mm.
direction. How can you expect humans to read like hundred of reports
yeah, yeah.
in very short period of time,
Mm,
right? So AI definitely will reduce a lot of our work, and so that we can focus on the
the
analytical part,
importance.
yeah, and the strategic,
Mm,
more strategic thinking,
mm,
yeah.
Mm.
So
mm,
no worry, for now you still can get a job.
mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
and until
Who knows?
I don't know. Who knows,
Mm.
right? Who
Yeah, who
knows, right?
knows?
Yeah, who
Maybe,
knows?
right? Yeah,
Because
yeah.
like growing exponentially, the tech.
Crazy.
That's why I think let's go back to our point, like do not be calculative because you want to make sure that you know a lot of things and able
Mm,
to
Mhm.
connect the dots.
mm,
Yeah, because AI can just tell you, can feed you information as per the questions that you ask.
mm.
So to be able to ask the right questions, it is very important for you to know a lot more
Prompt.
things so that you
Mm.
can connect the dots, right?
It's like Quap already like maybe integrating AI all this into your workflow.
I would say it's part of our investment processes. AI is a tools for to ease the fund manager
Mm,
to
mm, mm,
better identify the trend and the winning factors. But you still need the human judgment
Human.
to ensure that, for example, it is in line with our investment philosophy, investment
Mm,
guidelines, our
mm,
risk
Yeah.
appetites, whether the investment ideas generated by the model, whether it's practical or not. Sometimes maybe, yeah, it's a good idea, but maybe there's some constraints that we couldn't execute that kind of trades or transaction cost is high or we actually practically couldn't find the stock in the market due to liquidity. These are the parts that we need humans to intervene. And
mm.
models need to be tested and retest and reviewed persistently, right? So we still need the human.
Any advice from you, especially career advice that you wish you received when you are starting out and which you can send or deliver to our listeners?
I think treasure your time while you're still in university. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, true.
Yo.
Yeah, treasure your times and while you're still in university, get yourself prepared. I mean, while enjoying life, get yourself prepared to what is required to
Mm.
get your dream job.
Mm, mm,
Yeah,
Mm.
just get ready with the toolkits, if not full sets, maybe to show intentions that, oh, actually you already doing a bit of this,
mm,
Mhm.
which you guys has been doing lah, I believe. Yeah, one of the reasons you need to enjoy you need to appreciate your life in uni is
Yeah.
also, I mean, just to keep your network, keep in touch with your
Keep
friends.
in touch.
You don't know they could be your ally at work also. Because at work sometimes you just need to be. It's good that you have ally in the industry
Mhm.
that if you need additional info that ChatGPT or other AI platform couldn't help, then you can actually chat with your friend. I think during my early stage of my career, I have not done enough social networking work lah. I was too busy with my own thing.
Mm.
Yeah, like exam, class. I wish I had more times to network. I think the networking is also very important.
So thank you very much for your wonderful insight, Miss Lee Kwan, for sharing your experiences and also life advice to us and to the listeners today. So to our listeners, remember that career success in finance is a journey, not a destination. So whether you're just starting your CFA studies or considering a career transition, the key is to stay curious, build meaningful relationships, and also network and continuously develop both technical and soft skill, and to include any preparation of toolkits before you start your career. So for more career insights and CFA related content, make sure to follow CFA Malaysia on our social channels and visit our website. Until then, this has been Breaking into Finance Career Pathways for CFA Candidates. Yeah. Thank you, everyone.